Welcome back, students. This is 11th class physics, and today's our topic is measurement of time. Today, in last videos, we studied about measurement of distance. We measured of distance. Today, our topic is measurement of time. And today, we will discuss about how can we measure time, and you know. In old days, measurement of time was different in different countries. Here 1 second and other countries 1 second was different. So there are many methods. According to the Einstein, time is simply what clock reads. Time is simply what clock reads. That is the time. Any phenomenon that repeats itself after equal interval of time can be used as a time standard. We want to make a time standard because time was different for different countries. Time was different for different countries. In India, measurement of time was different. In other countries, measurement of time was different. And we want to make a unique time measurement. We want to make a unique time measurement. So students, according to the measurement of time, we any phenomenon that repeats itself after equal interval of time. Suppose that a student is standing at a point A, and here is another point B. Okay, and students standing on point A and runs towards the point B. He goes to point B and come back. Again he goes to point B and come back in equal interval of time. That means time in going to A to B, suppose that 1 second. Suppose that 1 second. So time from come back from B to A, that also must be 1 second. Okay, so this is what type of this phenomenon? This phenomenon is student repeats students repeats itself after equal interval of time. Starting, he is standing on the point A. He goes to point B and come back, and again go and come back, again go and come back in equal interval of time. This phenomenon, if this phenomena is continue for a long time, so we can use this phenomena as a time standard. Suppose that student standing on a point A and he goes to point B and come back, and time taken by this phenomena is suppose that 1 second. So from today that will be 1 second. How much 1 second? 1 second is a student from A and B, and the distance between A and B, suppose that 1 meter. He go and come back, and time taken by this phenomena is will be equal to 1 second. So this is also can be used for time standard, but this is not this is practically not possible. Why? Because the speed of the student may be different. This is not an accurate measurement because students speed may be different in a different interval, so time will not be same at any time. So student, this is not a accurate time measurement. So there are many examples. There are many examples to measurement at time. First is beating of human heart. Beating of human heart. Students, you know that human heart always for a long time continuously beats. So beating of human heart, we can use a time standard. First beat, suppose that first beat and second beat and third beat. Suppose that time between first beat and second beat, suppose that it is 1 second. So we can use first bit and second bit, time taken in the first bit and second bit, it will be equal to 1 second. That will be the time measurement. Second is oscillations of a pendulum. Oscillations of a pendulum. Suppose that this is a thread and here this is bob. Suppose that this is the bob and this all is make a pendulum. When we release a pendulum from any height, when we release a pendulum from any height, then it will start oscillations about this axis. It will start oscillate about this axis. So students, first of all, when you release any bob, any pendulum from this height, and it will go first here and then here and come back here and again here. This timing, that time will be equal to 1 second. It was also a method to find time, to measure the time. Time measurement. It was the oscillations of a pendulum. It was also a method. It is also a method to find standard time. Third is rotation of Earth about its axis. We commonly use it. Rotation of Earth about its axis, it will take you know that about 24 hours. 24 hours. The rotation of Earth about its axis and the time, you know that it is equal to 24 hours. So this is also we can use according to a time measurement. Revolution of the Earth about Sun. Revolution of Earth about Sun. Revolution of Earth about Sun, we commonly use, you know that one revolution, time taken in one revolution around the Sun, it is equal to 365 days approximate. This is not correct, but approximately it will take 365 days and we can use it as a time measurement. But these four time measurement was not accurate. Human heart beating of human heart, BP high and low may be person to person can be changed. So beating of human heart, it is not a accurate to time measurement. Second, oscillations of a pendulum. Oscillations of a pendulum, this is not accurate because after some time pendulum will be slow. So this is also we can't use the oscillations of a pendulum. Third is rotation of Earth about its axis. The timing of rotation of Earth is changed for time to time. So it is also we can't use it. Fourth, revolution of Earth. This is not also accurate. But fifth is period of vibration in cesium-133 atom. That was the accurate time and standard time measurement is taken period of vibration in cesium-133 atom. The students in cesium, we are talking about cesium-133 atom. According to this technique, students, suppose that in cesium atom, suppose that this is the cesium atom and it continuously vibrate. It will continuously vibrate. Its electrons continuously vibrate from upper to lower orbit, lower to upper orbit. And when its one electron goes to upper side and come back again lower side, it will radiate a ray. There will be a radiation. There will be a radiation. And when other electron go upper orbit to and come back to lower orbit, then it will again radiate any ray. This is the radioactive element and it will there will be continuously radiation in cesium-133 atom. Time interval between two radiation. time interval between two radiation. Time interval between two radiations, it will be equal to 1 second, and this time is the standard measurement of time. This is the standard measurement of time in whole world. These are not accurate, but this is accurate time measuring standard system. So, okay students, that was the measurement of time, and in the measurement of time these are notes as well as, and now next topic is, okay students, now the next topic is dimensions of a physical quantity. What is the dimension? Suppose that you know the how can we find the area of any rectangle? Area of any rectangle, it is equal to length into breadth. So what is length? What is breadth? Length and breadth are dimensions. Length and breadth are dimensions of the rectangle. That same dimensions are here, but we use study it from different method. Some there are total 7 dimensions in the world. There are total 7 dimensions. There are 7 dimensions. First dimension is dimension of length. Dimension of length. It is denoted by L. It is denoted by capital L. So students, always remember, length, breadth, height, all will be length. All these are length, and we will denote it by capital L. Suppose that you are finding the area. Suppose that you are finding the area of a triangle. Then you know what is the formula to find the area of any triangle. It is the half base into height. Base, this is also length, and height, it is also a length, and we will denote it by capital L. We will denote it by capital L. So students, any distance will be, every distance will be length, and we will denote it by capital L. Second is dimension of mass. Dimension of mass. We will denote it by capital M. So students, mass always will be denoted in dimensional method. It will be denoted by capital M. Mass will be denoted by capital M. Third is dimension of time. Dimension of time. The dimension of the time is capital T. So students, in dimensional formula, in dimensional method, the time will be denoted by capital T. Fourth is dimension of electric current. Dimension of electric current. It is denoted by ampere, capital A. Dimension of electric current will be capital A. Next is dimension of temperature. It will be denoted by Kelvin, capital K. Dimension of temperature. It will be capital K. So students, dimension of temperature, it will be capital K. Next is dimension of luminous intensity. Dimension of luminous intensity. it is candela, and we will denote it by CD. Dimension of luminance intensity, we will denote it by CD. CD means candela. And last is dimension of amount of substance. Dimension of amount of substance, we will denote it by mole. So students, there are these are 7 dimensions of the world. In world there are only 7 dimensions, and these dimensions are made from fundamental and base quantities. Okay students, now we will take some examples. How can we write dimensions of a physical quantity? Suppose that you know the formula of speed. Okay. Distance upon time. This is the formula to find speed of any vehicle, of any object which is running. We can calculate the speed by this formula. This is the distance upon time. And I am asking you, what is the dimensional formula of speed? What is the dimensional formula of speed? What is the dimensional formula of the speed? Okay students, first of all, here we can say that this is the main standard method, M, L and T. There is a main standard method M, L and T. M for mass, L for length, T for time. Okay, M for mass. Is there any mass? In the formula of speed, is there any mass? No. So mass is 0, so power it will be equal to 0. L means distance. Okay. L, length is given here upper side. This is the distance means length. So students, L1. There is not any square of distance. So power of the distance, what is the power of distance here in this formula? What is the power of this distance? It is equal to power of the distance is 1, so L1. And upon time, and T for time, but here T is upper side, but here T is lower side. So I will write here T to the power minus 1. T to the power minus 1. Okay. We can take another example, density. Mass upon volume. We will write here on the left hand side. Okay, next example is density. What is the dimensional formula? What is the dimensional formula of what is the dimensional formula of density? Okay, students, first of all, you will write the formula of density. The formula of density is mass upon volume. The formula of density is mass upon volume. Student, what is density? Per unit volume, the given mass. Per unit volume, in per unit volume, the mass it is equal to density. Okay. So students, the formula to find the density of any material, density of any matter, we will find the mass of that matter and volume of that matter, and mass upon volume. When we divide mass by volume, then we will get the density of that particular matter material volume. We can write volume as length, breadth, and height. This is the common formula to find the volume of any structure. Suppose that you are taking the cube or cuboid. You know that the volume of the cuboid, length, breadth, and height. Volume of the cuboid is length, breadth, and height. So students, now I will make what dimensional formula. Okay, upper side is mass, M for mass. Length, this is distance, this is also distance, and height, this is also distance. This is also length, breadth, it is also in length, and height, it is also a length. Students, L into L. So it will be equal to M and L to the power 3. Okay. When L to the power 3 goes upper side, then it will be equal to L minus 3, and we will close it by a bracket. Here there is no time in this formula. There is no time in this formula. You can write just M1 L minus 3. M1 L minus 3, and you can also write T0, but it is not necessary to write T to the power 0. You can leave this M1 and L minus 3. This is also right. So students, this method, this is the dimensional formula. This is the dimensional formula of any physical quantity. Okay students, then first of all we will write, you will write the definition of dimensional formula. The expression which shows how and which of fundamental quantities represent the dimensions of a physical quantity is called the dimensional formula of given physical quantity. The expression which shows how and which of the fundamental quantities represent. Okay students, now I will write it on blackboard. Definition of dimensional formula. Definition of dimensional formula. According to the definition, the expression which shows how, the expression which shows how and the expression which shows, the expression students, last time we we get a formula m1 l minus 2 etc. So this is the expression, and this expression shows how and which of the fundamental quantities represent the dimension. How and which fundamental quantity represent their dimensions. Represent their dimensions. That expression is called. That expression is called. The expression which shows how and fundamental quantity represent their dimension is called dimensional formula. Dimensional formula. Okay, students, that was the dimensional formula, and we can make many dimensional formula. We can make many dimensional formula of many physical quantities. Okay, students. Now we will study about next topic, and next topic is. Okay, students. Now we have an example, and the topic is deducing relation between physical quantity. Now, students, we will deduce relation between different physical quantities with the help of dimensional formula, dimensional method. Students, I am teaching you from different books. I am not teaching you by NCERT book. I am teaching you by different standard guide. So, topic I think topic may be something different. So you don't worry about that. We will study all topics according to your syllabus. That may be some topics will come first, and some topics will come after some time in next. So you don't worry. We will study about all topics. Okay, friends. This is the example, and this is example related to the dimensional formula, dimensional method. Okay, students, according to this example, consider a simple pendulum. Consider a simple pendulum having bob attached to a string. Suppose that this is the string, this is the string, and this is the bob. Bob is any sphere. Bob is any sphere. Okay, bob is any sphere which is attached to the string, and this is the pendulum, and this is here attached to the wall. This point is attached to the wall, and your pendulum it can rotate its axis about like this. Okay, attached to the string that oscillates under the force of gravity. That means this pendulum will oscillate under the force of gravity. Suppose that here this is your pendulum and this is the bob, and suppose that you take the bob this place, and when you release from this place, this is that will go towards this position, and due this reason to go from this side, it is the gravitational force. It is the gravitational force. Okay, students, oscillated under the force of gravity. Suppose the period of oscillations depends on, period of oscillations means when you release from this side, then it will go like here, and it will come back. So this is the time period, period of oscillation. The time consuming in this process, it is called oscillations, and this oscillations time depends on mass of m. Suppose the the mass of the bob is small n, and the length of string, suppose this is small n, and the acceleration due to gravity, suppose this is small g. Gravity force, gravity acceleration, it is applied by the earth, you know this very well, gravitational acceleration, small g. Okay students, and according to the question we have derive the expression for time period. Derive the expression for time period. So first of all students, you will write, suppose that time t or small t, time t is directly proportional to mass of bob in small n, acceleration, sorry, length is small n, and g, gravitational acceleration due to gravity, small g. But students, I don't know what will be the power of m, what will be the power of l, and what will be the power of g in this formula. I don't know about this. So what we have to do, we will assume, suppose that the power of m is a, the power of l is b, and the power of g is c. Okay, first of all we will assume the power of m is equal to a, the power of l is equal to b, and the power of g is equal to c. Okay students, this is the time period. Okay, now what, when you remove this proportionality symbol, then you will get a proportionality constant k. Students, always remember this thing, whenever you will remove any proportionality symbol, then, and you will put the equal symbol, always remember here will be any constant, and always we will use it as k. Constant is k. Okay, the small t is equal to k m to the power a, l to the power b, and g to the power c. Okay students, I will write dimensional formula of this time. This is the t, that means time. The dimensional formula of t will be m0 l0 but t to the power 1. You will look only at here, there is not mass, so m to the power 0. There is not length, l to the power 0. There is only, this is the time, so t to the power 1 equal. Okay students, k, what about k? So students, always remember any constant, any constant is a dimensional less quantity, yani there is not dimensions. Constant is not having dimension, so you will leave this here. M for mass. Okay, so I will write here m, and the power of m is a. Okay, next L for length, and that means capital L, so the power of length will be b. Here is b, so power will be also b. What is this? This is the gravity acceleration. This is the gravity acceleration. What is the acceleration? So students, look at it here. Acceleration is equal to velocity upon time. The formula to find acceleration, it is the velocity upon time. Always remember this formula. The formula for acceleration, it is velocity upon time. Velocity, what is the formula of velocity? Formula of velocity is displacement upon time. Displacement upon time, and here is also time. Okay, t into t, it will be t square. So that means d upon t square. D, what is d? D is displacement, and t means second and time. So students, dimensional formula will be m0. You don't have to write m0. Displacement means length. Displacement means length. That means here I will write L1 t square. T square means time square. So T2 2. Okay students, here is M0, L0, T1, and next term is MA, LB, and L1 upon T2. When we take it to numerator, then it will be L1 T minus 2. M0, L0, T1, M0. Okay students, L, the power of L is B, and here the power of L is 1. Base are same, then power will be 8. So it will be B plus 1 and T minus 2. Okay students, and here is A only. Okay, now we will compare A is equal to 0, B plus 1 is equal to 0. So 1 it will go on right hand side, then it B is equal to minus 1. And here, wait students, wait 1 minute. G to the power C. There is something missing. Here the power is C. Here the power is C. Then you will multiply C by 1. Then it will be equal to L to the power C. 1 minute students. M0, L0, T1, MA, LB. Here we leave this power. The power of G is C. What is the G? G is the gravitational acceleration. And the dimension of the acceleration are L1, T2. But we leave the power C, so we will put it here. And here also power C. Okay, multiply it by C into 1, LC, minus 2 into C, T minus 2. Now we will multiply it. M0, L0, T1, MA, L to the power B and L to the power C. The students' base are same, then power will be 8. So L to the power B plus C. And T to the power minus 2C. Here is also T to the power minus 2C. Okay students, here I will write M0, L0, T1. Wait. Okay students, now we will compare. What is the value of A? 0. B plus C is equal to 0. Minus 2C equal 1. So the value of the C will be minus 1 upon 2. Put the value of C in this equation. So the value of B is equal to 1 upon 2 and the value of A, it is the same. A is equal to 0. So students, dimensional formula, it will be equal to M0, L0, T1, MA, B plus C, T to the power minus 2C. So students, I will write it Km0. What is the value? In starting, I wrote this equation Ma B to the power Ma and length Lb and G C. I wrote it again. So what is the value of A? the value of A is 0. So students, the value of A is 0. What is the value of B? The value of B is 1 upon 2. What is the value of G? What is the value of C? Minus 1 upon 2. Okay. Here you can see that the power is 0. So value of this quantity will be 1. And this is the negative power. When we take it downside, then it will be positive power. So then T is equal to K L to the power 1 upon 2 and G to the power 1 upon 2. K L upon G. These two powers are same, so I can write L upon G to the common power 1 upon. Students, 1 upon 2 means if power is given, 1 upon 2 means square root. So I can write it here under root L upon G. This is the formula to find the time period of oscillations. Okay student, today is enough. Thank you, have a nice day. From the next video lesson we will start any another topic. Thank you, have a nice day.